big changes at the Quincy Veterans Home. You'll want to see the new construction on the upcoming Muddy River Gems.
The reality is we're looking at one of the oldest veterans homes in our country. And so it was time to build a new one anyway. We want to be able to provide the best for Illinois veterans. We've invested nearly $500 million in veterans homes construction projects.
That's coming up on the next Muddy River Gem, brought to you by Dot Foods.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad. Joining me today, Sarah Vortheide-Patton. Did I get that right?
You did.
Okay, because when you first introduced yourself, I was like, oh, I'm totally going to butcher that. So good. Check, right? We got that out of the way. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Sure.
Now, you are the provost of Quincy University. Can you explain what that is?
That's right. It's somewhat like the principal, the head of the faculty.
Okay, excellent. Well, my pleasure. So I'm a QU alum. And I graduated with, my bachelor's and then went on to get my master's from there because I loved it so much. But we're here to talk about something exciting, an exciting announcement for Quincy University, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Give me a little information because I don't want to blow the surprise.
Sure. Well, I'm here to share information about our Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation.
Okay.
And we're very excited to launch that. Thanks to a generous gift from the Hennessy's,
yes,
who are also alum. And we are really excited about all the programming that can bring. It will help us to really capitalize on a lot of maybe the experiences you had when you were there, but give us a central place to reach out and amplify all those experiences. It's really exciting. Some places house their entrepreneurship centers in the School of Business solely. And while we're very proud of our Oakley School of Business, this is actually created to span the disciplines. So we want to see how entrepreneurship ideas and skills can really partner with other disciplines, like an art student. They might need some arts management advice. It could be an engineering student. We're starting those engineering programs in the fall too.
Yes.
Could be an engineering student that has a great idea for a product and might need to introduce it to the marketplace as a single person business.
Right.
So all kinds of applications, and we're really excited about everything that it might be.
Yeah. So when I went to Quincy University, I was asking you if this is kind of like SIFE, which was Students in Free Enterprise, which was significantly business focused, right?
Yes.
It was business students. But then you mentioned the CEO program, which of course spans disciplines as well, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. The CEO is the entrepreneurial organization, and we have that active club, and it mainly is housed in business too.
Gotcha.
Maybe not intentionally. I think it'd be open
Sure.
to everybody, but
Sure.
this is why we need to get the message and the word out.
Absolutely.
And they run our popular haunted house
cool.
every fall. So this is a way to kind of even capitalize on that. How can we grow the membership in that? How can we grow the interest in that? And maybe even branch off and have some other fundraisers.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, do you currently have students enrolled in this, or how does that work? Do they just speak to their advisor, or how does that work?
This would actually be, we are going to develop some courses so people can take the courses.
Okay.
We have an entrepreneurship minor, but we're going to, again, update it. With a field like this, you have to keep it, moving and up with the times. So we're going to develop some new curriculum, have some classes, but people can also engage in it on a club level, on a drop-in level. We have kind of a multi-year plan, and starting with, we are going to name our director in the next couple weeks.
Ooh,
so
exciting!
He'll be starting this summer with us.
Yay!
And then after that person gets on the ground running, then we are going to look and see what other entrepreneurship centers that are at schools like QU do, and then how do we make a QU flavor on ours.
Yeah, put your spin on it. Yeah. Excellent.
But eventually down the road, hopefully a maker space, and then maybe even a small business incubator. So we've got big plans.
Big plans. I love it. I love to see Quincy University growing, of course. I love to see you bringing in new opportunities for the students. Any other exciting events that you have coming up to promote this, or how do you...
Yeah, well, I mean, I really am going to leave that up to the director, but I think just announcing him will have some buzz.
Okay.
And then beyond that, we will have community events. just kind of one-offs. Do you
Sure.
do you need to know more information about this?
Right.
And even for people who aren't business owners or want to be a business owner one day, I think it helps us as participate in the economy as consumers, as educated consumers. So things like even like personal finance. So I know that, again, we've already done a lot of these things, but I think we'll be expanding and amplifying them. But we helped provide financial advice courses for the fire department.
Oh, cool.
So it's just, how can we best interact with the community? How can we give our students that little bit of extra while they're here? How can we capitalize on the connections that really the town and the university, the university share?
Yes, absolutely. And Quincy is full of entrepreneurs, and even if they aren't running their own business, they do have the mindset, right?
Exactly.
And so it's really interesting to see QU, offering those resources on every level for every discipline. I love it. And I have no doubt it's going to be very successful. And I'm excited to learn who the director is, right? This is going to be,
Stay tuned.
yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat. You'll have to come back or have them come back, right?
I think they
and we can
speak
talk
for
more
themselves,
about it.
right?
Yes, that's excellent. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And good luck with the program. Again, I have no doubt it's going to be very successful.
Well, thank you.
Sure. Thanks a lot. Coming up next, I sit down with DOB and we talk about what to do after you've been scammed. Stay tuned.
Kelly's has been a fun place to eat and drink in Quincy since 1982. A fun and friendly atmosphere, food with flavor, homemade cinnamon rolls, and famous cheese soup, the best menu in town. Kelly's, 2902 Broadway, Quincy.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center. Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
The Tower, a great place to meet and eat. But did you know the Tower has one of the finest drink selections in our area? Along with its incredible Mexican menu, the Tower specializes in tequilas for every taste. Names like Patron, Cabo Wabo, and Hornitos. And don't forget the margaritas. On Mondays and Tuesdays, stop by and pick up a single topping pizza and get Tower margaritas to go. Enjoy the Tower at home or in our dining room, bar area, or the Tower's signature climate-controlled porch. The Tower Pizza and Mexican in Quincy.
Big changes at the Quincy Veterans Home. You'll want to see the new construction on the upcoming Muddy River Gems.
The reality is we're looking at one of the oldest veterans homes in our country. And so it was time to build a new one anyway. We want to be able to provide the best for Illinois veterans. We've invested nearly $500 million in veterans homes construction projects.
That's coming up on the next Muddy River Gem, brought to you by Dot Foods.
And we're back. Joining me now, DOB. What's going on, Don O'Brien?
You tell me. It's a beautiful day out.
It is beautiful. One of the things that we talked about before, beautiful days and scams tend to go hand in hand. And we talked about, sometimes they're seasonal, right? And there are different scams that hit during the summer and the spring seasons. And that, of course, there's that hasn't changed, right? They're still out and about, just trying to screw everybody. But one of the things we want to talk about today is if you have been scammed, what do you do next, right?
Great question, because we also talk every time I'm on here, we're talking about, hey, watch out for this scam, watch out for this scam. And, so what happens if you do get scammed? The first thing we'd want you to do is actually to report it. Because if you don't report it, you can't get help.
Right.
And whether that's to report it to your local law enforcement if you've actually lost some money, whether that's reporting it to our BBB scam tracker, or actually filing a complaint against an actual business. There's a couple outlets for you to do that. But reporting is the big thing. And if you've been scammed, or you have a loved one in your life who's been scammed, you're going to really make sure that you need to kind of help them out and stay on top of them, for lack of a better word, because we found through our research that if you've been scammed once, you're more likely to come back and be scammed again. So unfortunately, when you get scammed once, you may be put on something called a suckers list, meaning they suckered you in once, so they may be able to sucker you in again. So, but again, reporting that, letting people know. I know there's a sense of shame and like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I fell for that. I'm smarter than that. Well, and I talk to people all the time like that, and I'm like, look, these people are good at what they do, and don't feel bad about being scammed, because it happens to a lot of people.
Right. Well, and also, so one of the things that I've experienced, and you talk about shame, it is, even if you're super, super smart and you think you know everything about technology, or so when I got scammed, my Facebook got hacked and banned immediately. I lost every photo, every memory, everything out there. And I posted on my new Facebook account that my old one was closed, and immediately scammers were popping up in the comments or in my messages like,
let me help you.
Hey, I can help you get your information back, right? Mm-hmm. So the first one that popped up, I didn't really notice that there were others, and I was like, okay, cool. They were like, just send this amount of money.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I didn't send the money, but I did for a minute think that, oh, yeah. So it was out of it's almost desperation. I know that sounds disgusting since it's just Facebook, but all my memories and stuff. And I was like, oh, I need to do that. So I got scammed, right, by clicking the link and banning my account. I got scammed. And then I doubled down to try and get it back. Mm-hmm. And that is, I can see that being a normal thing for people to think, oh, well, this happened. Maybe if I do this, it'll erase all of that.
Yeah.
Not normal.
Yeah, you've really got to be careful with what you do. So reporting is big.
Yeah.
Secondly, you have to figure out what you've lost. Have you lost personal information? Have you lost money? Has your bank account been compromised? Contact your local, your whatever bank you have, or credit union, wherever you do your banking. Contact them. Say, hey, this happened to me. So that way they can work with you. Or credit card, if your credit card has been compromised, work with that credit card company to get a new number. Has your personal information been compromised? Did you unknowingly give out your social security number in something?
Yeah.
If you did, there are certain steps you take. You might want to freeze your credit at that point. And I talk to people a lot about credit freeze, and they're like, well, does that mean I can't use my credit card? Certainly, you can use your existing credit. But what a credit freeze does is, in case somebody does have all your information, your birth date, your social security number, those are the two big ones right there. And they can then apply for credit cards, they can apply for loans, they can do all kinds of different things. So by putting a credit freeze on there, you stop that. You stop their ability to be able to do that.
Gotcha.
Because you have frozen you've frozen your credit.
So how do you do that?
It's very simple to do. You can go online at, you have to do it to all three credit reporting agencies.
Okay.
And you can just easily either call them or email them, or you can do it online, file that. Let's say, now, I don't suggest that if you're in the middle of making a big purchase, if you're like getting ready to buy a house or a car or something, because they're going to need to run your credit. Mm-hmm. But if you're not in that spot, go ahead and do that. Let's say you freeze your credit, and 2 years from now you want to buy a vehicle. You can freeze and unfreeze it very easily.
Gotcha.
So even if you're in the showroom at the automobile dealership, you can say, "Oh, I've got a credit freeze. Can you start working on that?" And you can ask for an unfreeze, and they can unfreeze it for like 72 hours.
So relatively simple and
free to do.
Okay,
that's the big thing, is it's free to do. You may, and this is good for everybody. You may also want to try to get a check of your credit. Check your credit, not your credit score, but see what is actually being reported under your name and social security number. Now, the one thing I do tell people about that, I deal with a lot of senior citizens, and they're very hesitant to give out their social security number, which is good.
Right.
So, in order for these three credit reporting agencies to get your credit report to you, you have to give them your social security number.
Right.
They don't look you up as Ashley Conrad. They don't look me up as Donald Bryan. They look me up under my social security number. So, I tell people to do that. It's very easy to do online. If you do it online, they'll send you a PDF like that with all of your information. I started establishing credit in the early 90s, and I mean, it went all the way back to then.
Yeah.
So it's something good just to check. You can get there's 3 credit reporting agencies. You can get one report a year. So if you space them out, you can get once every 4 months if you wanted.
Right.
If you're that worried about what's on your
Sure.
credit report. So and again, free to do.
Yeah.
There are certain tools out there that are free to us that kind of help us to avoid scams. And if we are scammed, there's certain things we need you to do in order to help other people not fall victim to the same scam.
Right. And it's not double down. Trust me, it doesn't work.
No.
You got to reach out, but be diligent. And I check my credit score very, very often. It's offered by a couple of my credit cards, right? So it's on there. So if you're not aware of that, maybe it's something that you can look into. But yeah, I'm almost addicted to watching my credit to make sure that nothing else is going to happen, because not necessarily that I want to see the numbers, but I want to make sure that my accounts are in good standing, and I want to make sure that no one's out there using my information. So I love all the advice. I hate, again, that it's necessary, but yeah, if you've been scammed, get a hold of Don and the BBB. They will help you, figure out next steps and walk you through it. And hopefully it never happens, but if it does, you guys are here for them. And that's
without
awesome.
a doubt. You can go to our website at bbb.org. We've got a whole series on this. We've got information there. My number is 217-209-3972 in case if you want to call my office. If you call that number, you'll talk to me. You're not going to get lost in some phone bank somewhere. So, again, we just want to make sure people stay safe. And again, these scams they're everywhere. The billions of the dollars are lost every year. And it's kind of shaming sometimes to fall victim one, but we need to report it. And again, it's some things are more, we talk about statistics a lot. And there are some scams that we think are way bigger than what they are, but they just aren't reported as much because of the shame. Like romance scams are one thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because we believe the number of romance scams that are out there as opposed to the number that are actually reported is, there's a big there's a big gap there because, with the romance scam, not only are you damaged probably financially, but emotionally too, because you've put your trust in someone and they've taken advantage of that. So again, if you have especially an older loved one in your life, talk to him or her and kind of not grill them, but always try to kind of keep up with what they're up to. And if they say they've found a new friend online,
right,
that's when you get into action.
And if they confide in you that they think something has happened, don't shame them. It can be very embarrassing.
Say, okay, let's try to help you get out of this.
Figure it out. Yep. But yeah, no shame. It can happen to anyone. It's what you do when you think you've been scammed that matters, right?
Exactly.
Fix it quick, fix it with DOB and the BBB. And thank you so much. I always love talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. All right. I think that does it for today's Daily Muddy. We'll catch you back here tomorrow for Club Muddy.